Hey, Modern World Entertainment and Batman's future. What's actually happening with Batman? Because we have The Batman Part 2 on its way, of course, from Matt Reeves. Brave and the Bold was meant to be happening, but that probably will never happen. And then, of course, the Paramount merger. What's going to happen with the Paramount merger? And as you can see here, that it's saying Ellison is going all in on Batman with a Matt Reeves trilogy, which he wants to finish off the trilogy, an Arkham trilogy planned, all of this type of stuff. And then you kind of get into the weeds of things and you're like, really? Because a lot of this ends up not making a hell of a lot of sense. And a lot of this sounds like wishful thinking. But we'll have a look at it because it is interesting. Now, we all said if Superman fails, and especially if Supergirl fails, Warner Brothers was going to hit the smash button and hit the emergency Batman signal because they will move quicker to get Batman. And that doesn't seem to be the case. One of the things we know, and it's even going to be brought up now as well, when we look at this article, because there's another article where Andy Muschietti has pretty much confirmed what we've all been hearing, is that Warner Brothers cannot greenlight or anything like that move forward with any projects that has a budget of over 30 million without David Ellison's consent, even though he doesn't own the stuff yet, but because of the merger. And it sounds like Brave and the Bold is on hold. But let's take a look at this, because a lot of this is interesting, but a lot of it is bollocks. And you'll see what I mean. So, the missing piece of the puzzle may finally be revealed, and it fits with our previous reports surrounding the new DC at Paramount. Now, of course, this is comic book news, and everything is about the Snyderverse is coming back. Snyderverse is not coming back, but you'll see how they keep going on about this. So, you'll recall how I, or they, have been reporting for the past year that once the Paramount Warner Brother deal is done, Gunn will be out and the Snyderverse is back fully in play, along with an adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns, all backed by the Saudis. Now, Zack Snyder has said very much so that he does want to do The Dark Knight Returns. He wants Ben Affleck in there as Batman for that movie, and of course he has said the story and storyboards are fully done, ready to go. Okay. Question is, how long has he had that actually done for? Will it happen? There is a possibility that Paramount could give that the green light somewhere down the road, but it's not going to lead to like the Snyderverse return and stuff like these guys keep pushing. So missing from those reports is the question of Matt Reeves' Batman universe starring Robert Pattinson. Well, now we may have the answer. Per our sources, which this is cosmic sources that keep telling them the Snyderverse is coming back, the incoming owners plan to bring people back to DC runs straight through Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson and Gotham. Zack Snyder's Batman project will be separate and their own thing. They'll both exist. Gunn's goofy stuff won't be happening. And immediately this is where you go, BS. Because now they're saying Paramount are going to have two separately different Batmans simultaneously. That's not going to happen. Do you realize how stupid that would be to do? Even fucking Warner Brothers right now are like, yeah, we're not having multiple Batmans at the same time. Which is why people think, oh, that's why they're not doing Brave and the Bold yet. They're waiting for Matt Reeves. No. They're not doing Brave and the Bold because James Gunn can't figure out how to do Batman. But Paramount aren't going to take Batman, say to Matt Reeves, we want you to finish off the trilogy now, which means you get one movie, but at the same time go, hey, Zack Snyder, we want you to do Dark Knight Returns at the same time. Why would you do that? how confusing would that be to the audience? Like normal, everyday moviegoers. Not nerds like all of us, but the casual viewer. Like, wait, Batman and another Batman? What? How's there two Batman at the same time? That's why you don't do that. But it continues saying this comes from two of our sources independently. The second source laid out the plan in detail, saying Ellison is going all in on Batman to bring people back to DC. They told us. Shown those messages separately, our original source, who told us the Lanterns info, which was correct by the way, which is the Hal Jordan being killed off in the first episode, also responded, they're really high on Reeves. So, one is saying they're going all in on Batman. That doesn't mean they're going to have multiple Batmans. That just says, like, David Ellison is really keen to have Batman front and center. And then the second source is like, they're really keen on Matt Reeves. So, expect a big push for Reeves projects as the merger closes, we're told. You see, here's the other problem you have, though, by saying this. What makes you think Matt Reeves wants to stay on board and continue to do nothing but Batman? He doesn't want to do that. He has a plan for a trilogy. He's already got the second movie coming for that. Don't think he has any plans or ideas for the third one. And I'm pretty sure he's already said he's kind of lost interest in continuing. So, if they're saying, oh, Paramount are really high on Matt Reeves to continue with Batman, what makes them say Matt Reeves is all on board to continue doing Batman? It may not be the case. But it says, first, the structure, because it answers the question every DC fan will ask. Snyderverse and other DC IPs will be totally separate. No shared universe. Every director gets their own, the source tells us. Which, again, that's bollocks, because they're not going to say, well, we're going to give Matt Reeves a Batman. We're going to give Zack Snyder Batman. We're going to give Ben Affleck his run with his Batman movie that he wanted to do. Oh, we're going to give Andy Muschietti another Batman. We're going to give this guy a Batman. That's not going to happen. They're not going to go, we want multiple Batman movies from multiple people. Why would you do that? You would say, we're high on Matt Reeves, we want to continue that world and build that world out. No, we want Matt Reeves to build one, we want Zack Snyder to build one, we want this guy over here to build one, and we want her over there to build one. That's not what's going to happen. So, that is bullshit. So our original source confirmed it independently, exactly what I heard about project by project basis, with focus on directors' visions, adding that DeLuca and Abdi are well loved by creatives in Hollywood and ensure they get the best treatment. And all this crap. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on about all of this crap. Look, Paramount and David Ellison, will they go all in on Batman? Sure, most likely. Would they have multiple different Batmans on the big screen? No. Because that would be shit. You don't try and move away from universes and stuff just to go, but we're going to have multiple of the same character on the screen. Why would you do that? Again, you would be confusing people, because people would go, hey, the Batman Part 2 is already out. Yeah, let's go see it. And then, what? A year later, you go, Batman The Dark Knight Returns. And you go, Matt Reeves already got... Did they shoot it back to back? And then you see it's Ben Affleck and Zack Snyder. You'd be going, wait, what? The normies would be so lost. And then say, like, wait, is this connected to that? Is this meant to be the same Batman? Like, is this connected to the Snyder? So what is this? It would be so beyond confusing. So, do I think David Ellison wants to go all in on Batman? Yes. Do I think he wants to go all in by having multiple versions of Batman on the big screen? Absolutely not. But what do you guys think? Do you think this would be the push that they would go for to try and finish off Matt Reeves' trilogy at the same time have Zack Snyder do The Dark Knight Returns and so on and so forth? Let me know what you think of all of that. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.